customization.
Okay.
That's like the first thing I do so that we don't have any issues. Ever since I found that, that's been great. Where I make it, you have to be subscribed for 10 minutes before you can comment. And it's been great ever since then. I haven't had any trouble. Let me tell. Yeah, it took 3. So I did the first one. Excuse me. I was there. And then all of a sudden it just went like blank. So I sent you a second one. Then I had a black screen on my side. So I sent you the third one and that one worked. So,
okay.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Amanda.
So that's.
Hi, fellas. It sounds like Cartman. Hi, fellas. No, Butters. Butters says that.
Oh, yeah. What's everybody got? What do you got to drink, Rebecca?
Okay, so I have this blueberry Froscato. It's got some bubbles. I accidentally poured the whole glass. That's why there's like none left in the bottle. So, I guess I got to drink it.
If you pour it, you drink it. That's the rules.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I have 2. I have some ginger fennel tea because I'm having some trouble with my stomach today. And then I always have water. Always.
I almost had tea tonight.
Well, the ginger fennel does seem to help. Like, I feel like I'm getting another like gastritis type.
Oh, no.
Not to be TMI or anything, but I have a lot of trouble with my stomach. Most people that follow the channel know. And I just have these I have these flare-ups with them, and they just it's a mess when I do. It's hard to keep up because it's hard to like bend and yeah. So anyway, I'm just trying to fix it.
Well, I wanted to remind everybody that the channel's not just, not the channel. The podcast is not just about Buster and Ani.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just about birds. It's about animals. And you guys are free to chat and ask questions about anything, even outside of those subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about the storm again that came and people are still dealing with, and the storm that is coming. Is it going to hit you, Jen?
There's still a lot of debate about that. Supposedly right now we have a 60% chance of snow, like an inch. But it also, well, or more. Not a lot though. But also it appears it's moving north. And it kind of depends on who you listen to of what we're going to get. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Excuse me.
So you think it's going to be more north of you?
I mean, they keep saying that, but they were right about this last storm, but like they kind of said that with Helene. So Atlanta was supposed to get what we got for Helene, and they didn't really get it. Now, they always had predicted that Western North Carolina was going to have catastrophic flooding. I had always heard that they were going to have massive flooding like they've never seen before. But we were not supposed to be hit in the way that we were hit.
I know.
To Atlanta.
Is this a nor'easter that's forming, or is it just a big snowstorm?
I don't know. I don't have I don't know. And I don't know, like the year that Helene hit, we were in an El Nino. And I do know that El Nino years, the weather does appear to be a lot worse. But we did get a lot of rain. We did have a little bit of pockets of like ice. You had to be the black ice. You had to be careful. We did get some snow, just a teensy tiny bit. It was funny. Now, like literally a mile from me, they had double the snow that we had. 3 miles from me, they had triple the snow that we had. So it was really, really funny.
Wow.
But what I it missed you guys completely, correct?
Yeah, and thank
Yeah.
gosh, because just an hour away, they were completely iced over, and they're still iced over. And then 2 hours away in Nashville, it's a horror show. You look at the pictures, and it looks like a nightmare, like something in a movie, and
That's
they're still iced over.
mm, that's one of
So,
the I kind of said we ought to talk about the storm because I think Amanda got it really bad where she's at. I don't think she's lost her power or anything. Um, and I have family in Virginia, and they had a lot. And my one of my where my hometown got hit really hard with snow, then ice. My other daughter, she's in Ohio around the Ohio River, and they got just a little snow, but a lot of ice. So they were on a level 3 until Tuesday morning, my Ohio kids and my Virginia family. Um, so
yeah, I would love it if we just got some friendly snow, but we're not gonna get either this time, I don't think. And then I don't know what's gonna happen in Nashville. I don't know if they're getting snow or it's gonna be east of there or what. I hope they get nothing because I don't see that ice is not gonna melt anytime soon.
mm-mm.
You
It's
know,
it did get to 50 here today, which I
oh,
know everybody's like, "Oh my goodness," but it is still really windy. And Monday morning, Ken had to go and work late because um, of pockets of ice. But with the wind chill, it was 8 degrees, and that's very, very cold for our area. That's the coldest I've been here almost 7 years. That's the coldest weather we've ever had since we've lived here. It's
somebody asked how Ani likes the snow. She said that Buster hates it.
Yeah, Buster hates snow.
Um, I don't I we've taken Ani out, like, in the car rides. He just loves looking at it and everything and little snowmen, but yeah,
See,
that's
Buster doesn't
about the
even really
extent
like
of it.
riding. He doesn't even really like riding in the car.
Uh,
Because we got those carriers and we want to start trying to take him on little rides,
yeah,
um, and just see how he does. We tried to take him for lights. He hated it. It was terrible. Um, Both him and Earl both just had a complete meltdown when we tried to take him out.
oh my
But
goodness.
it was past their bedtime, so I think maybe what we'll do next year is go somewhere before bedtime
Yeah.
and maybe just let him get a treat somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, we
Or
can't get Sunny as soon as it gets a little gray out, he freaks out. You know,
mhm,
he doesn't even like the light if we have him out, we've gotta have all the lights on, and Ani, we just don't we've taken him out to see Christmas lights at night, and it worked out, but he's distracted, you know, he's seeing the
mhm,
lights, and he seems okay. I haven't put it up, but I have a video of us going to see Christmas lights.
mhm,
I've just been lazy doing it, and I took way too much footage, so it's really daunting to go through it, you know,
mhm,
because it's one of those situations where it's all the same. So it's
mhm.
kinda like when you take 80 pictures of the same thing, but they all look good. It's like, "Well, which ones do I
Who do you
delete?"
pick? Yeah, yeah,
That's what it's like. Yeah, that's what
yeah,
it's like.
yeah.
So what do you do about your chickens?
Mm. So I have one hen that just absolutely normally she has always refused to roost. We have this like ladder that I did a collaboration for, and she wants to roost on the ladder outside of the pen. So we just normally what we do is just make her go in. But when it's super cold like that, we'll put them in and we shut the doors. And then I just have to go out in the morning and let them out. But it has to be really cold to do that because they have a really good spot and the wind really can't get to them, and they snuggle up together.
I'm
But
confused about something. We had chickens all growing up, and there was no heater in the barn or anything like that. They seemed perfectly fine. They didn't even try to huddle together half the time.
They're
And,
hardier
but
than
then
people think.
people today, you ask about getting chickens and like, you have to have a heater and all that. And I'm like, I'm so confused. What do you think?
I know people in Maine that don't have a heater, but they do need to be up off the ground. They need to be able to roost. They need to be able to get somewhere. Like their feet being on the ground if it's cold, that's not good for them. The believe it or not, like to me, the biggest thing access they need is fresh water. Um, Even when it's cold, animals need water. People will think, oh, they don't need cold water or whatever because it's cold, but they do. They need clean water. I think Service Dog brought that up even last time when we were talking about the storm. But I used a light and a heat lamp in Ohio. Number one, you have to be really careful with heat lamps. They can be dangerous.
Yeah,
You know, I know a lot of,
I'm
when
scared
you
of them.
hear of all these chicken farms burning down, a
Hmm.
lot of times it's not a conspiracy. It's probably from a lamp, to be honest, or an
Yeah,
electrical issue. Um, and not to get into all of that, but the poultry industry in the big form is disgusting.
yeah.
Um, so a lot of that is because of
But
practices they
mom
use.
told me that technically they are the most abused animals that we eat.
Mhm.
She said hands down, she won't eat chicken because of it.
Somewhere on I have a video somewhere of chickens in a semi truck, thousands of them, feathers flying out of the semi everywhere. And I have a video of it, and I was like, "This is why I raise my own chickens." Because in Ohio, we even we had access to meat birds. We processed and did our own meat.
Yeah,
Uh, Ken would hunt, and we really did process a lot of our own food
good for
by.
you. That's so much more humane. Jeez.
Mhm. Um, and like one of the things I'm really funny about is we try to use everything. Like if you are going to take an animal's life to eat it, to feed your family, respect it by using everything. You can use chicken feet to make broth, which is very healthy for you. You can take their feathers for lots of different things, or even at least compost them. And again, I'm not trying to,
Wow.
because I mostly eat
My
vegan
mouth like, because I didn't know all that.
yeah, for my health. Because of my cholesterol, I primarily eat like pescatarian right now. But I don't like the meat industry. And it's the practices are heart wrenching.
I don't
Uh,
know how those people go to bed, and I didn't know it was that bad till I guess it was, whenever the internet came available for everybody, I guess 1995, and they started showing, it's mostly censored now, but back then you could see anything.
mhm,
And they showed stuff that's burned in my mind that I will never, recuperate from. And
yeah.
I'm, like, looking at the people in 'em, I'm like, "I don't understand how you go to bed." Like, there's a million different jobs you can do to earn the same money, and you're doing this?
Mhm,
And it's not enough that they're suffering, but no, you gotta play games and torture them on purpose and do things to them.
mhm.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know, but, yeah, Binu I think Binu the chicken I think they're from Canada or up close to it, and I
Mhm,
noticed her chicken coop does not have a heater. They
mm-mm,
didn't even have a chicken coop till they got one because people were upset. Binu might get eaten and yeah, and all that, because he was a free range chicken. But he has ladies now, and he's got a pen that he stays in sometimes.
yeah.
But I
So,
noticed there's no heat lamp in there.
the only time we used a heat lamp was when we had major wind chill factors. I mean, in Canada, they're used to it. We were used to it as well, but sometimes, like, we would get wind chills up to 30 degrees below. And in those cases, we would use a heat lamp for them because I had a lot of chickens, and we did use a light. So in the winter, they don't lay as much. So I was doing it to, I mean, I had 8 kids, um, so I needed eggs all year round to feed my family. So we would use a light so that they laid better. Because the reason they don't lay as well in the winter is because of the light. It gets dark earlier and they just don't lay as well. Although mine, I don't use a light or a heater here and they're laying great this winter. I got like 6 eggs one day. I couldn't believe it. I had 50 chickens in Ohio when I stopped counting. And in the wintertime, even with the light, sometimes I get three.
I can't figure out these eagles, man. Like I watched Jackie and Shadow, and there's several live webcams on different couples. They start getting together and bringing sticks. Like, gosh, the end of December, middle of December. They're
Hmm.
now Jackie and Shadow just now laid their eggs, and every winter it's heart wrenching because you got to watch them go through ice storms. There's been snowstorms. I screenshot it because I just couldn't believe it, where just her head is visible. They've lost chicks that way, and
Hmm.
I don't understand. Every other animal in nature, they don't start their hormones don't start changing till the light starts changing. So it
Hmm.
kind of blows my mind. What are you laughing at?
Couple different things. But I wanted to bring up two things. One, I had ducks when I lived in Ohio, and I absolutely love ducks. I love duck eggs. Duck eggs make the best like noodles or chicken and dumplings. Um, and if you put them in cakes, they'll be really rich.
Yeah,
Um,
they do taste a little different.
oh my goodness, they're delicious. Avocado duck egg salad smacks. It's so good. But so I rescued these ducks. Somebody had thought they lived in town. They bought it, and you don't really need a lot. You can have ducks with just a swimming pool. It's just a lot more work, but I've seen people do it and do it right.
We had to dump that water out every
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
fill it up every day, and
Ducks are
even
filthy. They're
yeah,
disgusting. But
yeah,
I had a crick out back, so I took these ducks, and it was like they appreciated their life so much to have access to water that I don't care if it was 100 or if it was 50 below zero. Every morning I let them ducks out. They talked to each other and they waddled down to the creek and they congregated together and they dipped their head and they talked their quack quacks. And
yeah,
I would watch them and cry. It was just so touching to see like how happy they were and how much they appreciated just being able to dip their head in the water.
yeah,
Like, we truly don't always appreciate things. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But when I moved, my friend took them, and occasionally, she'll still send me pictures and tell me I'm a grandma when they, like, lay a duck when they hatch a duck. Um, but yeah, I miss my ducks more than I miss my chickens.
Oh,
Um,
who is Cosmo, the funny parrot? Hello, hello,
um,
everybody that we haven't said hello to.
yeah, oh, hey, Cosmo. I love Cosmo. She is hilarious.
Really?
Um, but I also had like we raised meat rabbits. Our area was very into 4-H. So we had meat rabbits and we also like sold rabbits to 4-H kids. Um we did a lot of our own kind of stuff. But did you know that rabbits do not meat does not have enough fat on it to sustain you? You can't just live on rabbit meat.
No, I didn't know
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Nuh-uh.
Yep. Um, so and I was going to get into goats, but then we decided we were gonna move and, I don't
You
have
don't
land.
think you will now? No,
No.
no.
I mean, not unless if we had land, I would have dairy goats. I wouldn't have a male. I would just breed I would take them somewhere to breed or whatever. I do not want a male goat ever. Oh, thank you. We love Cosmo too. Cosmo is so funny. Um,
We
she
had a
is
male goat and yeah, it didn't work out too well. That goat hated me because I was scared of him.
mm,
I was scared of Billy. I was little. He knew it. So he bullied me terrible. And I used to
mhm,
run and jump on top of the car. My mom would have to rescue me. You know, I go over my friend's house that has a little, are they called Nubian goats? The little pygmy
uh-huh,
goats. They're beautiful compared to the other kind because they're, it looks like somebody took a ray gun and shrunk them. They don't have the big bodies and everything. They really look like these perfect little goats and they're sweet. And one of them's
yeah,
a boy and he's kind of sweet, but
it can be. They can be really mean, and you know, I'm really prude, and I'm going to say something one time, and I'm not going to say it again. And Condo, you better not tease me about it. But when they talk about male goats that are not neutered, they don't call them a horny old goat for nothing,
oh really?
and they're disgusting. So yeah, that's the only time I ever to say that. But I don't normally talk like that, you know that, and I'm like really
Ours
embarrassed.
is
But
castrated.
it
That's
is also
still
it is
mean.
very true. Now we've had goats as pets. They also like to run away. Like they're the you know how they call people the goat greatest of all time.
Yeah.
They're that is their title for getting out. Like they're as good as a parrot to get out of pens. I've
Huh.
seen them get out of some really funny. They pee all over everything. It's disgust and it stinks. There's something different about a male goat's pee than a female. It's
Ours,
disgusting.
I wouldn't know. I lived on 10 acres and he did stay around the barn and house.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much. So I mean he had all that area to be yucky and we wouldn't know it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're ugh. But like now growing up, you know, I had I had horses and we raised cow. Uh, you know, we would have probably had a lot more if my mom would have been cool about it, but she wasn't. So, um, but yeah, I wanted to full out farm. I wanted to really raise as much like I really like dairy or not dairy. I'm sorry. I really like goat milk because if you do it right, it doesn't taste like goat. So we
Hmm.
didn't really plan on talking about this, did we? We were going to talk about the weather.
Yeah. Well, we got all this time.
Yeah.
We can talk about the weather now. So we talked about chickens hunkering
Mhm,
down for the weather. I was curious. I looked up little birds. 'Cause I always get so upset when it's so cold. And I
mhm.
look around, there's no leaves, and I look real hard with my binoculars where they go. And I don't understand how they live through this. And I read that they find people usually think they just sense a storm and then fly away from it hundreds of miles and all. They don't. They find little cracks in tree trunks and stuff, and they go in there.
Mm,
And they said, I read that if you have feeders, they won't actually be that far from them. I believe it because I used to have a feeder, and after winter was done, I went to move the feeder, and it was a little bird that had gotten crevice itself in there, I guess to stay warm, and it passed away.
aw,
Yeah, I was
yeah,
sad.
yeah, that is sad. Yeah.
Feed
We
your
have
wild birds, though. It raises the percentage of them surviving a night by a vast amount.
mhm.
And then you said give corn, like to squirrels and chickens and all?
I give my chickens corn. Well, my chickens here don't really like corn, but I put some cracked corn. I give my chickens corn, and I was always told by the old timers that you gave them corn because it warmed their body temperature. And you think about it in the winter, people well, they do it in the summer too, but I imagine if it's like that for chickens, that it's also like that for horses, cows, squirrels, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I don't know why I've never really looked up if that's even true, but I always was told that by the old timers. Um, that that's why you give chickens some corn in the winter because they always say don't give them corn in the summertime because it's hot and you don't want to
Hmm.
do so. Um, but that yeah, that's what I have always been told. Um, and I mean, like I said, you give deer corn in the winter. Supposedly that's to fatten them up, but I still think there's
Yeah.
something to the heat. I'll have to look it up. So, but that's yeah, that's what I've always been told.
So when, um, wonder what the sanctuary, there's a sanctuary in Tennessee up north. They have a generator and they huddled everybody into the giant, they got like a building that's an aviary. And they huddled everybody in there with a generator, and I think it's keeping it like 50
Mm,
degrees. And
which is
we
suitable.
we looked to get a generator because we were supposed to get hit in like Nashville.
Mhm.
And we went to get one as soon as they started calling for ice, like, 5 days before or whatever, and everybody had bought them up.
Yeah,
And then I went to try to get them online, and then they said that nowhere was able to get one to us until Monday after the storm.
yeah. That
And I
happened
was
to my
like,
neighbors
I
during.
was a wreck until I think it was Thursday when they
Mhm.
said, no, it's going to pretty much miss us,
Yeah.
So you need a generator and you have to look up. It's more complicated than I thought, like what size
Well,
to get.
that's what well, I was gonna also say my daughter and I were talking about how I wish that states had programs or churches or whatever had programs where people that can't afford a generator could get one, like the community donate money and get generators for so that people all had generators. But also, I think if you do that, that they need to take a safety course because you know how many people just get a generator and bring it into their house and it's you can die from that.
Yeah.
They have to be outside, so I do think that it's important to know how to I'm really fortunate with Ken. He knows all that stuff, but not everybody does. That's my daughter even said. She said, "Mom, I'm afraid to have one because I don't
Yeah.
know how to use them."
Yeah. Yeah.
They're very complicated and
They
complex.
are. I was shocked. I thought,
Mhm,
well, you put the gas in it and you plug stuff into it, done. And it I looked it up and it's like Condo sent me some stuff on it and it showed that you gotta actually like change oil
mhm,
in it and there's a lot of maintenance to it and you
mhm.
have to know like what kind of cord to use. I
Yeah,
mean, there was a lot to it. So I
mm,
thought, thank gosh, I just didn't jump into it and buy everything before asking somebody like Condo, you
mhm.
know, how it all works.
Well, Ken, he tied ours in. Our breaker box now has a breaker for our generator to hook into, but there's a safety feature you have to use that so that your whole breaker box isn't on, so that you don't fry like the guy working on the electric pole. Um, and because he had told me, he said, "I want you to show this because this is very, very important." Because if you don't do this, Condo can explain it better than I can, but there is something that you have to do when you have your own breaker for a generator so that when the power comes back on, it doesn't shoot like I don't know what you would call it, electricity basically to the pole to the person working on your electricity. People have been
Ooh,
killed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
See, there's lots.
there's a
There's,
they're very complex, and that's what I said, yeah, Ken, that's what he had told me at the end. He said, "I want you to come in here and film and video this part because he said this is very important. I don't want people, to watch this and think, oh, you just do this." And he said, "You have to have this safety feature there." So,
hmm,
because Kondo didn't watch the whole video and he was getting on to me that Ken didn't, he doubted Ken.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Don't doubt my bald man.
Ken Superman, he can do anything. He's
Yeah,
like Chet. He can do
I'm te-
anything.
I'm teasing you, Kondo. Um, Kondo actually knows a lot about generators. I'm sure he knows a lot about other things as well, but he does know quite a bit about generators. So, Yeah.
And so people know with birds, you can't use propane heater, you can't use what you can't use anything pretty
I
much, right?
I use my like I do have a butane stove. I do want one of the small propane stoves. I use them outside. No
Mm,
matter if it's hot or cold, I can cook outside. It's not a big deal. So I keep it actually I have a toaster oven that I know is safe, but I use it outside because it's a higher temperature than the oven. And a lot of times what I've read about birds, it's more about the heat. It's
yes.
not it's like Teflon, and again, don't use Teflon. Don't even buy that crap even if you don't have birds. That crap is bad for you. That's just my opinion. But
I
like,
think they've studied it, and it's pretty much they've come to that conclusion,
oh
right,
yeah, you gotta watch
scientifically.
the documentary where they were having the people smoke it in cigarettes. They died. But anyhow, um the thing with the two things, one, once it gets scratched, that's when it really lets off the chemicals. And then also, when you use it on hot temperatures, that's really what more is what kills them. But you shouldn't use it at all. And same with cleaning an oven. You may use your self. I've heard people say a self cleaning oven, even if you don't put cleaner on it, can kill a bird because it's from the heat. I guess when you get up in that,
Heard that too. I kinda
yeah.
don't understand because the inside is what? Stainless steel and
Mhm.
ceramic. I always heard that ceramic and steel is absolutely fine and safe, but I it's bird people tell me all the time, "Don't do it." So we don't.
I must have missed a question. But that's, how I feel in something about space heaters. Yeah, and that's true. I know. Yeah, we use a certain one that I know is safe. I love cast iron. What did I miss? Possible question for later. What is?
Can you use wood burning stoves around birds or not really?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't looked that up, but I'll tell you what worries me more than anything is that they would fly to it. My birds can't. Earl can't fly, and I can't let Buster even try because he can't fly right. But Buster is very attracted to fire. Like we used to
Oh,
have a little pit. Sometimes we would just burn cardboard boxes, and he saw it one day, like out the window, and he was going insane, wanting to get to it. So that is what scares.
pyro?
Yeah, he is. So I don't, but I've never looked that up to really know. Uh,
Mm.
really quick, somebody asked. I think the certain woods would be okay, certain words wouldn't. I think mental health asked about the diaper that Max wears. Max is a 15 to 16-year-old Newfie Poo who was a rescue. When I found him, he was 70 pounds. He was emaciated. It was disgusting. Um, and he has some health problems. And now that he's older, it's gotten a little bit worse, and he has to wear a diaper.
Hmm.
So that's really all I say. And there's probably just there's a surgery, but like he almost died getting fixed. Um, Big dogs and little dogs. I think service dog might can back me up on this. And birds do not do well with anesthesia, especially if they have to be out a long time. And it is not believed that Max could make it through any type of a surgery. And I'm not willing to risk it. And
Yeah.
now he's 15 to 16-year-old, a Newfie Poo. Anybody that knows anything about dogs, that's incredible that he's that old. So he just wears a diaper for safety. He doesn't always need it, but in the times that I've let him go without it, something happens and then it's a mess for.
Amanda messaged you.
Okay. Vinyl diaper.
So I
Oh
guess
no,
to
it's a
keep
diaper,
outside
not a
of the
toy.
generator, I'm trying to think how to keep birds warm, and it's really, you
Well, the
know,
generator is fine. It just has to be outside.
Well, I mean, like, if you don't have one,
Mhm.
it's really tricky because other animals, you can stuff them down your shirt and do all kinds of things if everything fails.
Mhm.
But, a bird, you really can't. Smaller birds, like, I bought some hot hands and hand warmers. And Scott said what we could do is in Sonny's cage, you have the grate, and then all the way down here, you have the bottom of the cage. He said we could put the hand warmers in there and the heat would rise and keep
Mhm.
but I mean, you can't do that with big birds.
I think that in our situation, if we didn't have a generator, um, I think that we would probably put like some cardboard around, even if it had to be on the outside so that they couldn't chew it as much, and blankets. But you always want to keep a little vent
Yeah,
for it. They need a little.
yeah, because they need to see out so they're not stressed and they need air.
They need air. That's mostly, what
Yeah,
but I mean, you think about it, even in Indonesia, I'm sure that it gets cold there sometimes.
yeah.
So they know kind of how to manage themselves. Um,
Where we
so,
got Ani, they said it's all about not the wind, the breeze, what
mm,
would you call it? When air blows. They said it's
oh,
all about that, so more than the temperature. They said drafts, that's it. They said it's
yeah.
all about the drafts, that even if it's somewhat warm, they were like, "Drafts are bad." So,
Kondo has a question for you, I think it said.
I'm going bad. Let's see, Rebecca. Did you just read what he said?
Kondo, you are so
Rebecca, when I visited you and I told you I was cold, how come you didn't stuff me down your shirt? I have no comeback for that.
no comment,
Unless
Kondo.
you want the snake, because when it's really cold,
Oh,
that's what people do. They put snakes and
no,
lizards all in their shirt,
nope,
but skin to skin.
nope.
Listen to you. Nope. That's
That's
a
why I don't
nope
have.
noodle. She's like, that's a nope noodle. Danger noodle.
Mhm.
No. Yeah, we have a ball python. But yeah, and that's what the hot hands were mostly for. And that's what you should get for the reptiles is you get the hot hands, hand warmers, and like, you put them in a sock or something so they're not touching it, and you
Right.
put it in their cage.
Mhm.
So that will save their lives. Those things burn 10 plus hours.
Mhm.
So it doesn't take much. And that's
We
how you
used to
save
use them
them.
in our shoes when we would go hunting. And they even sell gloves for like hunters or whatever that you can put them down into the glove.
Really?
Yeah, because you don't want them touching your skin. But yeah, they sell like hot hand gloves where they can go down into your hands.
They have toe ones, foot one now,
Mm.
toe ones.
Yeah, they didn't have them back in my day. Of course, back in my day, I don't know about you, when we went sledding, we use bread bags to keep our
Yep.
feet dry.
Yeah.
That's what we used. We didn't
Yep.
have all this nice stuff.
Several layers of socks, and within the layers was the bread bags.
Hmm.
Yeah. To keep from getting them
And
soaking wet. And
I
it helped pull
hardly
the heat in.
I hardly ever had gloves. I wore socks. I seldom had it. So
Oh, well, it's so bad. I had gloves, but I'd wear the socks on top of the gloves.
yeah, I knew a lot
You
of
know,
people did that. Yep. But I had some.
They were sledding in Philadelphia when it snowed, even though they had ice. Those people can find joy in anything, I swear. And the famous stairs that go up to, I don't know what the building is, a library or something, where the Rocky statue is, and
Mhm.
all those famous stairs that Rocky used to run up and down, that was all snow. And what they did is they cleared a section where it was the stairs were fine, and then the rest of it was snow. And I don't know how many people got together, and they were using the stairs as a hill, and they were sledding down, and they were playing Cool in the Gang really loud, and
That's
people
fun.
were dancing, and they were sledding down the thing.
We used to sled. When we were kids, we knew we weren't having school. We lived on the country roads. There wasn't any way those buses were getting to us, so we would sleigh ride all night long, and we would
Wow.
build this big fire and have, roast weenies and marshmallows, and it was fun. Like
My
that.
horses loved the snow.
Yeah, that was some of my best memories. I saved and saved all my money. Like sometimes, like I would wash my brother's car or whatever, and he would give me money. I saved to get one of the wooden. I don't remember the name brand of it, but I got a wooden
Red Flyers or no? Can't
the
remember.
sled. It may have been Red Flyer. I can't. It was the fancy ones that were popular that were
The
wood.
wood with the red rails, and you could
Yes,
hear them.
yeah. And I saved up all the money I made and bought myself one. And the neighbor, my best friend's brother, wanted to go down the hill on it once, and he broke it. And I was so mad. Like
Hey, it takes a lot to break those
it
things.
broke like the
Do
wooden part.
that.
I don't know, but like I was probably like I was between 8 and 10. I was probably 10. I was ready to like whoop him. Like, and he was, oh my gosh, we got in a really big argument over. I was so mad. um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to tie the sled up to the donkey, and the donkey would pull me around the farm.
Yeah.
And then I was
Never
really
had a
stupid with
donkey.
the horse. Don't ask me what I was thinking, but with my horse, for a while, a gimmicky thing that came out was
But,
they were like skis that hooked to your shoes that kids bought. They were red and
yes. Yeah.
plastic. I
Hmm.
forget what they called them, and you could ski down the hill, supposedly. Well,
Hmm.
I put those on, and I would hold the horse's tail and tell her, "Let's go," and she'd
Hmm.
take me all over. I'm like, "Stupid! You could have been killed if something spooked her, or if she got mad and kicked. That would have been my head, you know."
It was fun to ride horses in the snow as well. So my dad used to take the tractor, and he would put on an old car hood and put a chain to it and pull the whole family around. Because
Yeah.
my mom actually got hurt one time when he did that.
Oh,
Well, he went over a bump, and my mom like popped up and then fell back down. I remember her whole entire backside was bruised, up her back, down her.
yeah.
She couldn't hardly walk. It was terrible.
For
But that.
people who don't know, horses love snow. They'll
Mhm,
go out in it and they eat it and they play in it, they
mhm.
roll in it, and yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how they feel if they're out in it all day or something. I imagine they get cold. I don't know.
Mhm.
But mine loved it. And so we'd go out in the nighttime. It was so pretty at night.
Oh
So
yeah.
we'd go out and ride in this. I mean, just the silence,
Mhm.
with the snow is just
It
unbelievable.
is a different, yeah. I don't miss snow personally. It is beautiful when it's fresh fallen snow. There's just the sound of it, it's the way the moon glistens, like it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. But when it starts to melt, and it's actually warmer when it snows than after the snow is done, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't miss snow. I don't miss the cold. I do miss a wood burner, and I do miss like heating with wood. Three of our homes we completely heated with wood. And there's just something about going out and chopping wood and loading wood, stacking wood. It's good for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do miss that. Um, but I don't need it here though. I don't need that here. So, well, the last 2 weeks I have,
Yeah.
but typically we don't. But I love to heat with wood. Yeah.
A lot of the snow in New Jersey, I don't know about now, they hardly ever get snow compared to when I was a kid. It
Hmm.
snowed so much we got snow toys for every Christmas because you were almost guaranteed a white Christmas sometime around in that time period. And so, anyway, the bad thing about New Jersey though was that it snowed and it always ended like with ice, like an ice
Hmm.
storm. So it was heartbreaking. You'd see this pretty snow and you're watching it fall and then the ice comes and there'd be this hard crust, just ruined
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I don't miss any of that. I've had
Really?
my
Wow.
share of ice storms where we lived, and our power always went out when we had an ice storm. Any
Uh,
amount of ice, the power
uh,
was.
I wonder why our power never went out. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that's
weird now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah. Amanda, they have a lot of ice where she's at. And our I have family in Tennessee, and I know my one uh, cousins, they don't have water. Their whole community, they don't have access to water right now. Something happened with the county and they don't have it. And then my other cousin, like, he is a cattle farmer and not a big one, but like a small operation. And he said going out and trying to do the chores and keep the springs, flowing. And he said it busted the ice in the pond. He's got a bunch of his that are I don't know what they call that now anymore, but that are expecting. I think when do they have them in March? Don't they calf in March? Something like that. But anyway, yeah, he said that it's a mess there. Um, I've seen some pictures too of Nashville. Nashville looks really bad.
It looks like something out of a bad movie.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
the tree, I mean, I don't think they've ever experienced the phenomenon of exploding trees.
Hmm.
And they have had that, not just
Hmm.
falling. And the pictures where you see like the trunk is just you could see it just burst. It doesn't crack and go over. They burst from the
Hmm.
sap and water. I never heard of it till this storm came.
Hmm. Well, that's like, with the hurricane, when you watch The Wizard of Oz and you see all these flying trees. But for me, like, I could never imagine that. But that really happened. Like, that really happened.
Yeah,
And just crazy. It's crazy to see the devastation that the area got. It's just, it's still mind blowing. The trees and
yeah,
that's why we're so worried about getting ice because a lot of our trees are still very unstable from Helene, and nobody can hardly afford to get these trees cut down because they charge you
mhm,
so much now
yeah,
that Helene has.
yeah,
In Ohio, you could trade like an old car that still had the catalytic converter on it, and these guys will come take down any trees you want. Here, they want $2,500 to $3,000 a tree. They want
yeah.
you to pay them that much money.
Our
So,
neighbors help each other out with the trees. The worst one I saw, that I don't know what they were thinking. They hooked a tree to a car and they were cutting it down, and I guess they pulled it too hard and the whole axle came out of the car. I
mhm.
was like, "Where'd you
Oh,
go to redneck school?" Because
I
you failed evidently.
mhm. Yeah. And stuff like that happens that, like, I would never cut these we have law bollies, I think they're called. I would never ever cut them. They are the biggest pine trees I've ever seen in my life. They're huge. Um, but they get waterlogged and they rot at the bottom, and so when we get storms now, they fall. But
Wow.
the ice storms do it to them too. It's just ice is so heavy.
Yeah.
Water is heavy. Yeah. So,
Weird. They sit there and say, half an inch or an inch of ice, and our news was showing us with a power line how many pounds that is, just half an inch. And it
mhm.
was extraordinary. And they said that's why 1 inch plus, they
They
can
snap.
come down.
I mean, and that wire is not like some little itty bitty wire. I mean, that is solid, and they
Yeah.
just snap in half. They just, it's something. It's really something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, so also let me mention in 2 weeks we'll be on your channel,
Mhm.
and we'd love ideas of what you guys want to talk about because hopefully in 2 weeks we're moving into spring.
Right.
Yeah, hoping.
We always have what you guys call blackberry winter in March, where you get that week or whatever where all of a sudden for no reason it's really, really cold.
Yeah. Oh, I've had snow in Ohio in April, and I've had below freezing in May. I lost my beautiful magnolia tree that way. And we had a really bad week-long frost in May, second week of May one year. And because it had already warmed up, so it bloomed and it killed the tree. So yeah.
Service dog Kazana lives in Colorado, and they make snow pumpkins.
Oh.
It's so funny. I love laugh at her. I don't laugh at when it gets the bitter cold though, because that's
Mhm.
dangerous. It's miserable. You can't do anything, But the snow cracks me up. And I couldn't believe it one year. I'm watching the news, and they had this
Really?
crazy thing where a storm front hit like right with the snow, and they had something called a snow NATO form.
Oh, they were worried about that with us on Saturday. We There were places, and we were one of them, that they thought we were going to get a
I
snake.
saw that on the map.
Yeah, yeah, we were, because I get a little freaked out from storms now post Helene, um,
Mhm.
especially when they're predicting them, because they predicted that one not to hit us. So I get a little anxious about
The
that.
snow rabbit. Service dog said, "Remember the snow rabbit?" No, I don't at all. You're gonna have to explain.
Yeah, but now Service Dog said she gets snow in June sometimes, and Dennis said
Hell
they
yeah.
in Minnesota. He said they get it sometimes in July. And if I'm
Wow.
not mistaken, Maine, I think the highest temperature in Maine in summer is like 70. Uh,
Ugh.
if I'm
Yeah, I
not
wouldn't like
mistaken,
Maine at all. I couldn't live there. I'm not a cold person.
I want to visit it. It's funny. I don't like the cold, but everywhere I want to go, it's cold. I don't know,
That's fine.
but that yeah, I, it's like if I had the choice of the beach or Maine, I would pick Maine. I'm just and I if you told me the beach or the mountains, I would pick the mountains. I'm a mountain girl for sure. I love the mountains.
I love it
So,
all.
mhm.
As
There's
long as it has water. The mountains have waterfalls and creeks and streams and rivers, I'm good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that better than the ocean. The ocean's beautiful too. Um, but yeah.
The ocean, the thing is it's just
Hello.
there it is. These guys from England on TikTok visited for the whole month going across America, and they went to look at, I think it was Lake Michigan. So they were all excited, and they show up, and it was so funny because they're standing on the beach and they're just looking at flat water, and they were like, "Okay, then we saw it." It's not like mountains and streams. I mean, there's a lot of variety, a lot to
Mhm.
look at. The ocean, it's beautiful, like you said, but I can't explain it. It's just one thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then nothing behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. Canada is pretty I went to Canada in October, and it snowed. And that blew my mind that it would snow like in October. I couldn't believe it. So,
We had a
oh,
weird snow. Huh? Go ahead.
this is by the way, I want to mention this is my Action Park shirt. I don't know if you're on here, Ruth, but Grandma Ruth I have Buster and them call her Grandma Ruth. Her and her husband and kids, actually, they're from New Jersey. They actually went to Action Park, and this is a real shirt from Action Park.
Whoa.
She sent us her and her husband's shirt. Wasn't that nice? Like, I actually cried.
Yeah.
So I don't wear it all the time, but sometimes on a live I try to pull it out because it's so special. I don't want to ruin it. And like you can tell I think they're the 80s, because like they're the thick,
Yeah.
nice type
Yeah.
of, has a tag, a real tag, not like a flat thing. Um,
A
but
stamp.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, I love it. Um, so she sent us
I
a
still
lot
have
of,
to see the documentary. You've told me there's a great there's small ones, but you said there's a good one, it's long, and I
mhm.
still wanna see that. I know, it unalived a lot of people.
It's on HBO Max for sure. But there's some other places you can watch it too. You might be able to watch it at Prime.
Hmm,
But it's they cuss a lot. A lot.
really?
Yeah, because I watch it with Buster. Buster actually really watches it. Um, and I noticed I was watching a documentary the other day and he was watching it. He really pays attention to certain things and it's really funny. Um, but but yeah, it's pretty interesting. Um, yeah, that's the one I think I'm talking about, the class action park. Um,
Okay, okay,
and,
class action park. Thank you. Thank
mhm,
you. Annika, I'm gonna really look that up.
I'll send it
If
to
I
you.
have to rent it, at this point, it's been years. If I have to rent
Mhm.
it, I'm gonna do it.
If I think Prime. Oh, by the way, I did look up about the corn. It says, yes, feeding corn to animals, particularly chickens, helps keep them warm by providing energy for metabolism, which generates body heat through digestion. So that
Hmm.
is true. That wasn't anything, the old timers didn't just make it up. So, oh, Buster's in bed. Buster goes to bed. Birds have to have 12 hours plus of sleep
Yeah.
and quiet and dark. So they're in bed.
We didn't
Uh,
know what was Ani got all upset because I was a little late putting him to bed because if I take a shower, I don't know what it is. It will trigger him to bite. And I
oh,
had to wait
really?
till tonight to take it, and Scott was working, so I couldn't take him to bed. So he got cranky and screaming. And then he was so mad. If we'd go to take him from the cage, he'd go to bite us. And I'm getting this close from not being able to hold him. This close. He chased me the other day and I fell down. And I don't think anything bad is wrong with my knee, but we're kind of watching it closely. And he got me on the leg anyway, bit me and everything.
Oh,
But he's getting real close. So, which is so bad because Scott, he works a lot. He's not here to take him back and forth from the bird room where he gets all of his sleep and his play. And so that's going to be a touch and go thing.
yeah. Yeah. Um, that's what with Buster at times, Ken built that door for me.
Yeah.
Uh, for example, when I feed the dogs,
Yeah.
I have a certain time. I mean, I'm not always on the dot, but I have a time slot where I feed the dogs. And when I do in the afternoon feed, when he's up out, I have to put the door up because I have to be walking through. So, all of my dogs really are rescues, but um, Max and Bo can't eat with other dogs. They have to eat by themselves. And so I have to put Max in my room. I have to put Bo in a kennel and I have to put Sadie a certain place. My daughter feeds her dog in her room, but and then I have to take them out to potty. And then there's just all this back and forth. And he gets all, and that's when I'll get bit because he'll sneak attack me,
Yeah.
coming through. So I have to make him go in his room. Now I will say I've been working with him. I have a video coming out in the next few days. I didn't catch it on video, but he was in his room playing, and he's doing this for me a lot now. I'll throw a scrubby or something in there, and I say, Buster, I need you to get in your cage because I need to get Earl his medicine and then get him put not put up for the night and get his snacks. And I told him that today, and he just kind of gave me this look. And I walked out because he doesn't like me to watch him do it. It's like
Oh,
it's like, Mom, you can't watch me behave and listen to you.
yeah.
So anyway, I went out into the kitchen and he goes, Mama. And it was like a different type of way he said mom, because he does call me mama.
Hmm.
And I went in there and he was all fluffed up like the happy fluff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like proud. He got
Yeah.
in his cage for me. And and he even like let me walk in and shut the door. Now that don't mean I'm gonna be holding him tomorrow. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He still don't like me, but he does love me. Do you feel that way about Ani? Like
Yeah.
like he has his issues with you as far as like the bird in him,
Yeah.
but yet he loves you. Like that's how I
Yeah.
feel with Buster. But I am a dictator, so I mean there's that. But I'm just kidding. Really that doesn't bother me at all coming from the person it came from. But honestly, like he does depend on me I take care of him. And I know that he does love and care for me. He just doesn't really I'm not his soulmate. Ken is
Yeah. It's
soulmate.
hard to understand, like,
You have
even
to
when
have a bird.
Scott's here, he likes me to put him to bed. He
Mhm.
wants always wants me to put him to bed, which is weird because it's
Mhm.
Scott that handles him for me and everything.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it's it and I mean, Ken can just freely walk around and never worry about anything and
I know Scott fries his eggs in the morning and they sing on his shoulder where he should, and I keep telling him one day you're going to regret it. And he's like, well, nothing's happened. It's been over 10 years. And I said, it's not if, it's when. But may not be today or tomorrow, might not be for 10 years, but it will happen, but he won't listen. So they in there and they have breakfast and all that. I'm like, are you kidding me? They
yeah,
sit there and go up to the window and Scott's hollering, good morning, everybody. And Annie's going, ah, and
yeah,
everything. It's the buddy, it's the Scott and the Buddy show. And they have this whole routine. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. But I mean, you know, I always say, and I mean, we both always say, I watched and read everything. I I really felt prepared. And I don't care even if the bird bonds with you. You are not prepared ever what a cockatoo care goes into it. But I'm committed to it. And I do
Yeah.
love him. I love that little turdy bird. I do with all my heart. And him and Earl both with all their little issues. I love those little stinkers. But, you know, I know what I got myself into now.
Yeah.
Now, would I do it again? Absolutely
Yeah, me neither.
no.
Me
But that
either.
doesn't mean like I don't want them. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying if something happened, would I get another one? I would not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Mm-mm. Cockatiels are so great.
Yeah, then there's Bonnie, the
Yeah,
perfect bird. The perfect bird.
yeah. And also, Percy's doing really well. Him and the little friend, they sleep in the same cage at night. They're really good buddies. Um, it's so I did the right thing. I actually I took longer than I should have to do the right thing, but it was really hard. But cockatiels are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when people say I want a cockatoo, I'm like, just okay, then get a cockatiel. They're in the cockatoo family now.
A mini two. I call them
Yeah.
a mini two.
That's what I always called Percy Mini Buster. That I
A mini
always called.
buster.
Yeah, I would say you're just. He'd put that crown up, and I'm like, look at you, Mini Buster. They can't bite my face off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I know it's past 8:30. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I didn't mean to keep you so long. Um, but it was great. 2 weeks on your channel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys give us some ideas. We need to know what to talk about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause it's hard to come up with topics. I don't know what we would have done tonight if it wasn't for the weather last week
yeah,
and this week. And
yeah.
honestly, yeah.
And not that we're experts or anything, but really, if you all have pets and you have questions, feel free to drop us, a comment,
Yeah.
either one of our channels. And if we don't know, we'll try to figure it out. Um, and Amanda and Service Dog, thank you for moderating. You guys do a great job. I hope you both are warm because I know you both are in really cold places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good luck for this storm upcoming this weekend. Hopefully,
Everybody.
yeah. So, all right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bye. Bye,
Okay.
Rebecca. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.